Gong for joy, everyone! Welcome to this special edition of Wardrobe Warrior. We're celebrating this new year of the Chinese water rabbit, of the Gui Mao, which is the yin water rabbit. And I'm going to do a quick little guide onto why you're gonna want a red envelope and you might not want to do some works in some of your house. I did a big deep dive and this is just scraping off the surface. So let's go, everyone. First things is that you're going to want to know what your Chinese animal is. I know my Chinese animal. I'm a snake, and I also know the element, which is wood, and I also know the element of the snake, which is fire, because it's a bit more complicated than Western astrology. Eastern astrology is that in Western astrology, these things are similar. Is that the signs all are assigned an element, which is the same. So the Chinese has 5 elements. I'm just putting my my little notes down, and they have 5. They are wood, water, fire, metal, and earth. It's 5 of them, and they all go around in a circle, and they feed into each other, which is really good. Which is like the Chinese have 5. We in Western astrology have only got 4, so we're missing out that element of creation, which is what metal is. It's something that was created, so it's a creation of earth and fire. So that's what metal is. And it's an element. And it's an element in Chinese astrology, and it circles round every 2 years. The main element of the year changes, and this year's element is continuing from last year's element, because last year it was water, and it still continues over, because the element will change next in 2024. I think we go to fire, but I will have to check.
The element will be wood. We have a wood dragon and a wood snake coming up.
I will insert the graphic so you can figure out what your animal is. Graphic here. It's very nice, isn't it? It's a little round thing. It's groovy. I don't know if you can see it, but it's looking good. So yeah. So basically all the animals have got their friend group, and they've got their kind of their enemy, which is their opposite. And occasion, but not to saying that nobody gets on with anyone, because this is all down to how you are as a person. Because I have got on with loads of people that are supposed to be not of my friend group, because I'm a friendly, happy person, and this is just a guide, and it's just for fun, and you can incorporate these into your life. So let's deep dive into what are the things that you need to do for this year of the rabbit. Let's go into colours. Not sure what order these little bits are going to go in, so my pink scrunchie kept falling off, so there may be some bits where I turn my head and you go, oh, the pink scrunchie is missing. It's because there is no semblance of continuity on this channel. I don't care about that. I've given that up. So if you notice that my hair's moved and the scrunchie's fallen out, it's because I filmed it over the course of like maybe 2 hours, and I moved bits about. So the story of the animals and why they are in their specific order in the Zodiac Now there's a Buddhist version and there's a Chinese version. In the Buddhist version, it's the story of why the rabbit is where it is. It's kind of different to the Chinese version. So I'm going to read you the official Chinese version. Okay, this is from the China website. So let's go. And I'm gonna have to make this bigger because I'm almost legally blind, so I'm struggling to read it. Hey, red is one of my colours because I'm a snake, and one of our snake colours is red because we're a fire element. So I will delve into that bit in a minute. So the Chinese story of the zodiac rankings. There are 12 Chinese zodiac signs in the following order: rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig. Each animal, as you know, has its own characteristics, and here is the story of why they are in the order that they are. The Heavenly Gate story and the race. Long ago, there was no Chinese zodiac, and the Jade Emperor wanted to select 12 animals to be his guards. He sent an immortal being into man's world to spread the message that the earlier one went through the Heaven's Gate. No, that makes no sense. I'm going to try and read that bit again. Long ago, there was no Chinese zodiac. The Jade Emperor wanted to select 12 animals to be his guard. He sent an immortal being into man's world to spread the message that the earlier one went through the Heaven's Gate, and the better rank one would... No, it still makes no sense. No, this is definitely written by someone whose English was not, first language was not English. So I'm going to have to paraphrase this because it makes no sense at all. He sent an immortal being into man's world to spread the message. And the message was that earlier that one went through Heaven's Gate to meet him, the earlier your rank would be. Okay? So it was basically, if you came first, you were the first. If you came last, you were the last. The next day, the animals set off towards the Heavenly Gate. Now, this is not all of the animals went. Some of them ignored, okay? In the Buddhist version, it tells you why. But in the Chinese version, you don't know why all the other animals didn't show up. You just don't know. It doesn't tell you. So, then the animals set off towards the Heavenly Gate. Rat got up very early. On his way to the gate, he encountered a river. He had to stop there, owing to the swift current. After waiting a long time, Rat noticed Ox about to cross the river and swiftly jumped into Ox's ear. Diligent Ox did not mind at all and simply continued, "That's Ox's for you. They are generally the kindest people. They will help. They are chill bro people." So I know quite a lot of Oxes, and they are the most chillest people in the world. I love them. And they're part of my soul. They're part of my soul tribe. So yeah, I am going to love Oxes. Hey, so he had to stop. Yeah, so Diligent Ox did not mind at all and simply continued. After crossing the river, the rat raced towards the palace of the Jade Emperor, and he jumped out of Ox's ear and dashed to the front of the Emperor. So Rat came first, and Ox was second. Tiger and Rabbit came third and fourth because both are fast and competitive. But Tiger was faster, and Rabbit got across the river by hopping on stepping stones and a floating log. Interesting that they went into thing about rabbits. Good looking dragon. Yeah, I would say that, yeah, I know a lot of babe-tastic dragon girls. So yes, good looking dragon was fifth and was immediately noticed by the Jade Emperor, who said his son could be the sixth. But Dragon's son didn't come with him. Snake, who was quite smart, stepped forward, and snakes and dragons are related, and he said, "I'm his adoptive son. He's my adopted dad, dragon." So Snake was sixth. horse and goat arrived. They were very kind and modest and let each other go first. They were like, no, you bro, no, you bro, no, you. The Jade Emperor saw how polite they were and ranked them 7th and 8th. Monkey had fallen well behind because he had gone up, in the Buddhist version it tells you that Monkey had gone up to some jolly japes. And because he had jumped trees and stones, but he caught up with everyone and he came 9th. Last were Rooster, Dog and Pig. Now, the Buddhist version tells you why those two were last, but I cannot remember. So, the Buddhist version tells you why Rabbit came where Rabbit came where he was. Because in the Buddhist version, Rabbit was first, but he was too early and he didn't see anybody. So he went off and had a kip. It's just rabbits all over. They're gonna go, yeah, I'm really into it, and then it's like, well, they lose a bit of interest quite fast. They're like tigers like that. So they're like, what? Yeah, no. So he went off and had a kip. He woke up 2 hours later and saw that ox and rat were there, and he dashed off, but he was beaten by tiger, and that's why he came 4th. So yeah, that is the story of why Rabbit was 4th, because you would have thought Rabbit would have been quicker than all of them, even despite the size. And rabbits are quite smart. Never think rabbits are stupid. Rabbit people are extremely intelligent. Hence this story probably telling you about the rabbit jumping on stones and finding a floating log, because that bit is also in the Buddhist version as well, that the rabbit couldn't cross the river, so he had to find a way across, and he found a way by finding the log. He kicked the log in the river, and it floated him across. So that bit is in the Buddhist version, but I'll try and find you the Buddhist version now. But that is basically why they are all in the order that they are. Okay, this is some more research. This is I'm just laughing because I've just gone back and found a little Buddhist version, and it tells you why the rooster, monkey and goat turned up. And basically they turned up together because they all made a raft, and there's a lovely picture of them all just chilling. I don't know if you can see that, of rooster, monkey and goat chilling on their raft as they went up and to meet the emperor and to meet Buddha. And they were like, he was so impressed of them working together. And 2 of those animals are actually in one soul tribe, and a goat is one of the friends. So yeah, goat or ram. So yeah, so that is why those 2 are together. And rat was really a real rat, because apparently rat was the ox not only had the rat on, he had the cat as well, and the rat, and as the goat, as the oxen was coming out of the river, the rat pushed the cat in the water, and the cat was trying to swim and it got carried away by the current. And allegedly this is why cats don't like water and they don't like rats, because of what happened. Because when the rat turned up, they were number 13, it was too late. So the cat missed out because rat was a rat. Pig was last, apparently, because he stopped off to have a meal, have a bit of a kip, and he turned up right at the end at sunset, just when they thought it was all over and there was one place left, and Pig trotted up and he was like, hey, I stopped to have something to eat, and I fell asleep, and then here I am. So yep. So, and apparently the snake is a mini dragon, so the snake was, we were happy with that. And the snake apparently was on oxen's hoof, allegedly too, but that's how snake got across. So yeah, the snake was on a horse's hoof, but that makes no sense. But it makes sense that the snake was sitting on the back of the horse, and the horse carried him across, because snakes and horses kind of get on because they're neighbours. So yeah, so the snake went with the horse, but he was quicker off. When the horse landed, the snake just went zip, 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 because if you've seen a snake move, they can move fast when they want to move. So the snake moved really fast and caught up with dragon. So yeah, so a bit more info on that, but that just made me laugh. I had to share that about the about the roost, why some of them turned up together. That's awesome. I'm keeping this one. I'm bookmarking this because it's that picture of the monkey and the goat and the rooster and the raft. It's made my day today. So yeah, colours for this year. Because it's a yin water is yin because it's flowing and it goes everywhere and it's receptive. One of the colours technically could be black because that's the colour of water, but it's not the colour of a rabbit. So if the colours for the rabbits are red. Now red is generally a yang colour. Rabbit is a yang animal, and red is basically the colour of good luck, energy, life, because red is the colour of your blood and it flows through and it helps to push all your nutrients. This is why you have red envelopes. You tie your coins with a red string because you want the energy to flow. Red is an energetic colour and it's the first colour in the rainbow. And remember, a rainbow has 7 colours, guys. So yeah, so one of the colours for this year is red. So red, get those red bits out. Get red into your life if you can. The next colour is blue. Blue, obviously, because water, it's a colour of water, it's yin. And blue is also one of the rabbit's lucky colours. So yeah, the lucky colours for the rabbit is also one of the lucky colours for the year. Amazing. The next lucky colour is pink. I like pink. Well, I like these kinds of pinks. In your face pinks. This is pink. This is pink. And this top is pink. It kind of looks almost red on camera, but trust me, it's that kind of red magenta. It's just fuchsia, they want to call it now. They don't call it, red magenta is fuchsia. And then we've got this nice bright pink here. So pink is our rabbit colour and it's also the colour for this year. What do you get when you combine red and blue? You get purple! Yay! Purple is also another colour for this year. So get some purple in your life. These colours actually look really well together. I will, if I have the chance before I I edit this up, and I will post some pictures of red and pink things that can go. But red and pink and purple go amazingly. I wear these colours a lot together. I wear red and pink a lot. It's awesome. Blue and pink, especially navy. Yeah, I've got a hat like this. It brings me joy. So yeah, so those are the colours: red, pink, purple, and blue. And if you must, and if it's one of your colours, you can get away with it, and I can because I'm a snake, and that's one of my colours, is black, because black is the water colour of water. So you can kind of sort of put black in, but if you don't want to, if you want to be strict, veto the black and just go navy, very dark, very, 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 very dark blue. So those are your colours. Right, all the animals are either yin or yang. So when I talk about it being yin, it doesn't mean it's girly and rubbish. It means it's receptive, it's soft, it's gentle, and yang is its opposite, which is strong, it's outgoing, it's pushing. And we need both in our lives. We need a masculine element and we need a feminine element we need both of them to coexist. That's why we have the yin yang symbol, and you have like the black has got a little bit of white in, and the white has got a little bit of black in, you know, just to show that, you know, nothing. It's the Tao symbol. It's to show nothing is wholly something, and each animal goes yin. It goes yin yang, and the tiger is yin, and it's a she. In the stories, the tiger is always tigress. She did this, she did that, and they even do that in Kung Fu Panda. Tigress is a tiger. Is a female tiger. Angelina Jolie. That's why they make her go like this, because it's a kick. Angelina Jolie has got like a specific way of talking, and they animate when they animate people. They animate them by watching the person talk. And if you've seen Angelina Jolie do one of her UNICEF speeches, you know that she has this particular thing that Tigress does. When Tigress is talking, is that Angelina Jolie has a thing where she goes like that, she stares, and then she goes like that, and she goes, and then she starts talking, and Tigress does that. I'm digressing, but tiger, it was a yin year, was a yin year, because it was water. Water is a yin element. So, but it's the tiger is yin and water is yin. So last year was a very yin year, but this year it's technically, it should be a bit more balanced, because it's water element, which is yin, but the animal is yang. But the thing is, if you thought last year was turbulent, because the nature of a tiger is that they will rush in and they will just get things done, and they don't care. Allegedly, they don't care about things. They're brash, but they get stuff done, and they're very divisive. Then they're not listening to anyone. They're very forthright. If you thought because we've got the gentle rabbit coming in, you're wrong. You clearly don't know any rabbits. Rabbit people are very smart. The nature of rabbit is to look at something and then argue about it. Rabbit people are smart. The rabbits weirdly, it rules the sciences. When I looked at this, I was like, what is the rabbit thing? And the rabbit thing, not only is it sociable, so that means rabbits will go out and do stuff. So again, it's like a tiger, they'll rush out, but they're very smart about it. So, but because we've got a rushing young animal, which is fire, in the element of water, what do you get when you have water and fire together? You get steam. Steam is a very powerful thing. It's an engine. It will power things. And what happened when we first discovered steam? We had the industrial age. We had steam-powered engines and things like that. So if you think last year there was a lot of change, whoa, it's continuing now, because we've got fire to the water to drive the engine of change. So this year, all the changes that have been brewing, it's all going to come to a head. So this year there's going to be there'll be the culmination of things that are going on. All the unrests that we've got in the world, they will continue to boil and boil and boil and boil. But because rabbits work as a community, we're going to see the rise of communal action. So whereas last year there was individual people standing up and saying, oi, we need this, all the tigers stood up and said, oh, they were very tiger, they had tiger energy, they were forceful. We have now got we've got the communal action, which is what rabbits do. They act as a community. We are now going to have communal action. So, and this is good because it's water and fire. As I'm saying, it's going to be another year of tumultuous things going on. It's going to be another turbulent year. But because it's a turbulence caused by a community action. It's more positive, I feel. We're heading in the right direction. So if you want to get stuff done this year, this is the year not to strike out on your own. It's to find your tribe, to find, you know, your warren of people and work in a community. That's the message of this rabbit year is, yeah, you've got to push forward and you've got to listen, because water energy is a receptive listening energy. But water always finds the way. If you look at water will always find a way, and it finds a way around something. If there's a dam, water will find the way eventually. Look at the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon was originally one river, and it just kept flowing and flowing and flowing and flowing over a millennia. And it got smaller and smaller, because if you look at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, there's a river. It's like, oh, it was originally was the hugeness of that canyon. That was what that Grand Canyon, it probably was like a sea or something, and it eroded down to be that river. And it's still going, it's still eroding. My voice is going because I've been talking a lot to camera, but that is basically what this year of the Gui Mao, say it correctly, the Gui Mao, the water rabbit, will be. It's the year of collective action. So if you can be part of a collective active, you'll get further this year. And also just make sure you put your red envelope or money envelope in the northwest. I think it's the northwest. Oh yeah, I think it's the northwest. No, not north. Don't put your money envelope there. Move. Don't disturb anything in the northwest. Get your things right, because it's south is supposed to be lucky. Let us continue into the directions that are supposed to be lucky. The lucky directions for this year of the water rabbit are east, south and northwest. So basically, if you want to keep your luck happy, don't do any major works in the northwest, because you're going to disturb the day. There are a few deities, and basically the one who's like is supposed to be good fortune and cheer, he's residing in the northwest, which is great. Unfortunately, this year, all the flying stars are what they call movable elements. In when you do feng shui, flying stars, you do it every year, and they're to do with some astrological thing. I don't. It's a bit complicated because I'm not a feng shui master, so I'm just giving you the really brief bits that are really just you really need to know. Is basically one of the stars of ill fortune is also in the northwest. So yeah, I don't know how that works. Because south is your general area of good luck. Fortunately this year, none of the little movable stars have moved into the southwest or gone into the south. And some have gone into the east, which is also a favourable direction this year. But if you go southeast, there's supposed to be some of the unlucky stars as well. So yeah, it's gonna make it a bit difficult this year. The easiest thing to do is before February 4th, because that is when all the energies, which is it looks like a noughts and crosses board. It's 3 squares by 3 squares, and each square has got a different number, and every year the numbers change according to what planet who's ruling, and in the Chinese Zodiac. And there are people that they do this for a living, and it's very complicated, and they worked it out, and your central area is genuinely always number 4. As a rule, it's always number 4. And so if you were to make a grid and put it over your flat, the center of your flat is number 4, and that area should always be clear. There should not be anything in the middle of where you live, because that's where all the energy goes, ebbs and flows, and the direction of it ebbing and flowing changes every year, but it always has to flow through the middle. But interestingly enough, I think there is actually, when I did my search, there are no stars in the middle, which is actually good, because last year there was one of the ill fortune flying stars which was actually in the center, so which made it very difficult for everyone. So for this year it's also going to be challenging, because some of the negative stars are also sitting in where all the positivity is in your house. So it's best basically to remember, don't do anything or disturb anything or slam any doors or have things that make loud noises. Just chill in your northwest area, because that's your area of luck. That's where the guy who gives you luck and money is, and there's also a few of the negative stars there, so you don't want to mess with them. If anyone really understands it properly, I only have a basic understanding, and I only vaguely know that I vaguely know where everything vaguely is and shouldn't be moved. But trust me with the money one, because I didn't move my money envelope last year and I've had nothing but grief. So my red envelope, which I always keep a spare bit of cash in, I will be moving it to the northwestern corner of my flat, because it is sitting in the northeast at the moment, and it needs to move, because I need some luck, man. I need some money. So yeah, I'm going to be moving that. And the year before, when I put my envelope in the correct corner, because it was 2 years ago, it was west. So I put my envelope there, west. Yeah, money was flowing in, not a problem. It's like anything I was doing. Yeah, I was earning cash. I wouldn't say that I was like rolling, but I was comfortable. I did stuff, I had time, I had money to spare. But not last year, Tiger, when I forgot to move my red envelope. So if you actually start the red envelope thing, you've got to be on it. So £20 basically is the minimum. I don't know why 20. It's 4x4. I don't know. It's 20. So 20 seems to be the ones that they recommend now. On what I read it, I can't remember. There's so much I did research, and it was basically, one of them said 20 was ideal. So those are your good travel directions, and those are your directions of luck for this year, because it changes every year, damn it. So you really have to be on it if you're gonna do it. I hope you've enjoyed this little scraping of Chinese astrology. There is a heck of a lot that I decided that wasn't necessary for this channel, because it's very complicated and I don't understand half of it, because I'm not a feng shui master. This is my rabbit. She's called Angelica, and she is a mystery. She came to me in an envelope, and it was addressed to me. It was just posted through my letterbox, and Angelica was in it. And I went round every flat, because there were some children where I lived and none of them had ordered us. And she is very expensive. She was a very expensive little thing. She's from just Spiegelberg, and these Spiegelberg things are really expensive toys. So I don't know whoever sent Angelica to me. Thank you. I love her. She sits on my sofa with me every day. So I have a rabbit companion, and as it's the year of a rabbit, I've got Angelica here, and she's part of my warren and my tribe. which is what you need to have this year if you want to thrive, is to find your little tribe. And me and Angelica are saying to you, bye, and go with glamour. Yay.